Buhari's new plan to flood Nigeria with people from Niger Republic and others. The plan has been exposed. Whether it's for election purpose to give Atiku an edge, like what happened in 2015 and they ousted Jonathan, or it's an Islamization plan. Nigerians should note what is about to happen. Buhari and his handlers are not yet done. We have seen the effect of opening the doors from the borders from the north for people from neighboring countries to flood Nigeria. That was the major cause of insecurity we are facing now. Now, let me break the news properly for you to understand what the wicked government headed by Buhari is about doing. That idea of 500,000 repatriated Nigerians, according to a self-determination coalition, Buhari's government is planning to flood middle belt of Nigeria, southern Nigeria, with terrorists from Chad and other countries. Did you get that? Did you get that? Let's read from Sahara News now. According to a coalition of self-determination groups, there's a planned repatriation of 500,000 Nigerians from Chad, Niger Republic, and Cameroon is a plot by the President Muhammadu Buhari's government to flood the south and middle belt with foreign terrorists. The coalition further alleged that the aim is to destabilize our region. And we have had something like this before, like I said, and it is coming again. The coalition of self-determination groups in the South and Middle Belt regions of Nigeria disclosed this in a statement made available to Sahara reporters. That was on Friday last week. Now, let's go further. It alleged plans to bring Fulani terrorists from neighboring countries to Nigeria to hijack the land and assets of the indigenous people. And this self-determination group that issued the statement include Freedom from Nigeria, FFN, Ilana Omodua, IOO, you know that one. Then Igbo National Council, INC. The Middle Belt Patriotic Front, MBPF. National Council of Women Society, NCWS. And United Middle Belt, UMB. These together, they revealed what is about to happen. And look at those. It was signed by Professor Wale Adeniran, deputy leader of Apex body of the Yoruba self-determination group. Ilana Modua, on behalf of the coalition, said the Nigerian government had, through a federal commissioner at the National Commission for Refugees, people in charge of refugees and migrants and internally displaced persons, MS Imam Suleiman Ibrahim, disclosed that 500,000 Nigerians were awaiting repatriation into Nigeria from Niger, Chad, and Cameroon. Can you see the plan? And based on this plan, they said the government is hell-bent on giving the land of the people of the South and Middle Belt to Fulani people through the back door. Hence, the various policies earlier initiated by the government to prepare the ground for the invasion of zones with terror-minded Fulani people from neighboring countries who are to masquerade as internally displaced Nigerians. Can you imagine that they are Nigerians before? They went to other countries somehow due to one thing or the other. Okay, they are being repatriated and foreigners are imported into the country. That is the alarm these guys are raising. And the self-determination groups allege that through initiatives or policies such as RUGA, Water Resources Bill, they want to take like 6 meters or how many meters from your water. Then the Indigene Bill and Grazing Route, among others. President Buhari is plotting to give Fulani people coming from Niger, Chad, and Cameroon a legal cover to penetrate the South and Middle Belt and push the land-grabbing agenda of the Fulani nation. So they have come through several policies, like we mentioned, and they are bent on achieving their goal. And the coalition is appealing to governors of the Middle Belt and Southern Nigeria to be vigilant, stressing that henceforth movements of heavy duty trucks, like we had during the COVID 19 thing, from the north to the south should be thoroughly screened. Maka. It is not just goods that are entering there. There are several things. People are being smuggled. These people know how to bend themselves. They can manage the small space. They are looking for succor somewhere. So the statement reads, we write on behalf of the indigenous people of South and Middle Belt of Nigeria to alert our people to a statement credited to a federal commissioner and the National Commission for Refugees, Migrants, and Internally Displaced Persons, Ms. Imam Suleiman Ibrahim, stating that 500,000 Nigerians are awaiting repatriation into Nigeria from Niger, Chad, and Cameroon. They went further and said, as representatives of our people, we state very expressly that intelligence available before us shows that the claims of MS Imam Suleiman Ibrahim is a mere cover-up for the plans of the Fulani-controlled Nigerian government to invade the south and middle belt of the Nigeria with Fulanis from West and Central Africa, Mauritania, the rest. The agenda of this invasion is nothing but part of plots of the Fulani-dominated Nigerian government to subjugate the indigenous people of the South and Middle Belt, hijack their lands and assets, and continue to use their resources to feed and develop the North. It added, having failed to take our ancestral lands through grazing routes, Ruga, Water Resources Bill, State Indigene Bill, amongst others, the latest plan of the Fulani Nation is to import the terror-minded Fulani nationalities from West and Central Africa into the South and Middle Belt, with a mandate to overrun our people and take over their ancestral land through a well-oiled jihad. Without much ado, we state with confidence that this agenda, like the previous dubious policies of the government, will fail like the wall of Jericho. It will fall. However, our people must be very vigilant and stay alert. We urge our governors to empower their state security networks to ensure that the movement of the heavy-duty trucks and buses from the north to the south are thoroughly screened. Going forward from henceforth, from the moment this alarm was raised, we also propose to all governors in the South and Middle Belt to study and consider implementing in their respective states Lagos State Resident Law, which makes it mandatory for all residents in the state to be enrolled in a biometric and have a residence certificate and number. The Lagos State Residence Law also empowers the state government to arrest and deport anyone living or working in the state without a residence number. The residence law in Lagos State also empowers local government authorities of indigenous chiefs to authenticate the residency form of all applicants before such could be enrolled into the residence portal. Our position, therefore, is that if this system policy is effectively institutionalized by our governors, terror-minded Fulani people being planned to be imported into our towns and villages with the sole aim of overrunning our people could be prevented from even coming into our land. The statement added. And that is it. This coalition has raised a very serious alarm. This is the plan. That's the repatriation of Nigerians abroad, that they are not actually Nigerians, according to this coalition. They are people from outside. They want to import them to take over our lands in the middle belt and southern part of the country. And according to this coalition, they said they are terror minded. So that the governors, if everybody can copy Lagos kind of law, people are being checked, everybody must have a particular number. And that from henceforth, the South as a whole, then middle belt, should be watchful and vigilant, because any moment from now, based on the announcement that has been made. Anyway, viewers, what do you think? Add your comment, tell us what you think about this story. Bye bye for now.